To the electronic funds transfers, do you recall filling in forms in order to be authorised as one of the people who could authorise those? And do you recall getting some sort of token?
No, I do not.
What do you think you were being authorised to do when you filled in forms about electronic funds transfers?
I believe I was authorising the branch to have the ability to move funds electronically, to pay accounts and bills and those types of things, and to receive funds electronically.
Can I just have the witness handed these documents, please?
Thanks.
So, do you see, I've had you handed a Combi's application and a Combi's account authority form for non-personal accounts?
I remember these forms, yeah.
Yeah, and do you see your signature on a number of the pages of those?
I do, yes.
And we've also provided you with a number of documents obtained from the Combi's website, as at today's date, just to be clear,
Yes.
which relates to obtaining logins and the like. Do you say you never operated the accounts with any sort of token?
I never ever logged into the NUW's bank accounts electronically.
Did you ever get a token?
No, I did not.
Did you ever become aware of a token being delivered in your name?
I believe... hang on, sorry. I believe there was some device...
Objection. Sorry, Commissioner, I know that on this issue, the witnesses expressed earlier a lack of understanding of what a token is, and then is being asked about delivery of the token. It's difficult in those circumstances to see how the question has any merit. I think he repeated it several times. He did not know what it was and asked for clarification. It would assist if at this stage that could be explained what is being asked about, given that he has already expressed, but I just felt it important to stress that he has already expressed on 2 occasions.
I think there is some force in that objection.
But the last answer he was just giving was, I believe there was some device. So, in my respectful submission, I'm entitled to explore that.
Now, the objection interrupted the answer, so perhaps maybe you could read out your question, if you can, and then read out the answer so far as Mr. Bellin's given it, and then he can finish it.
My question was, sir, did you ever become aware of a token being delivered in your name? And you answered, I believe hang on, sorry, I believe there was some device.
I mean, I suppose a token to me is something you put in a gaming machine or a funneling machine. That's when you say token, that's what I think about. I know there was some device that had an electric code in it. I never received the device. I did see the device in the accounts office. It looked sort of like a keyring that was related to the Commonwealth Bank. So I'm only assuming that's what you're talking about. I don't like to assume things, but I never received one of those devices ever.
Even though if you look at these 2 forms, it was only you and Ms O'Brien who were apparently authorised to operate the electronic funds transfer.
Well, I believe I was authorised to do so.
Right. So did you have any understanding as to whether or not it took 2 people, one with one device and one with another device, to operate the account?
No, I did not.
Those documents could be received into evidence, please, Commissioner.
Yes, NUW MFI 29 will be a bundle of ComBiz COMM capital BIZ forms.
So can I ask you now about Action Workforce?
Yes.
Did you ever have travel paid for by that organisation?
Travel paid for? No.
No?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Did you ever go to Canberra with them, with anyone?
They paid for accommodation once, yes.
Yes.
But not for travel, no. I took my own car.
Okay. Did they ever pay for accommodation more than once, to your recollection?
No, once only, and that was because I was doing an introduction for them. I had to go to Canberra on business anyway, and I was doing an introduction to them to a number of people I knew in Parliament.
Right, do you recall what sort of suite you were provided with at their expense?
Oh, nice one,
Right, do you know why it was so nice?
because I'm a nice person. I don't, no. They booked it. I stayed in it.
Right, so you didn't have to have meetings or anything in your room?
I did meet with my training company and the Canberra official in that room, yes.
And did you have any special arrangement with Action Workforce
In regards to?
in regards to, for example, one of your family members was employed there? Did you cause any of that to happen?
No, I did not.
Did you negotiate on behalf of Mr. Dale?
I never negotiated on anyone's behalf other than the members who were employed as on sites as casuals. All of those agreements are registered with Fair Work Australia. I did not, have not, entered into any negotiations on anyone's personal behalf with that organisation.
Right. There's a document which refers to your name. I'm not saying it's your document, but if the witness could please be handed. Sorry, just find the MFI. MFI, yes, 19, which is the Action Workforce Volume 1. Can you please go to page 72? It's behind tab 22.
Page 72 behind tab 22.
Yes, please.
Yes.
I'm not suggesting this is your email, but there is an email on the 21st of February 2013 from Paul Rickson to Ross Shrimpton. Do you know either or both of those men?
I know both of those men.
Right, and how do you know those men?
Through business.
How long have you known Mr. Rickson?
20 years.
How long have you known Mr. Shrimpton?
15.
And it says, "Hi Ross." So this is Paul Rickson saying this in his email. Here is what was put on the table this afternoon with Derek for our discussions in the morning. Can you account for why that was
Never
written?
seen that email in my life.
No, I'm not suggesting you have, but can you account for, does that refresh any memory you might have looking at that now?
Ian was a friend of mine. I used to coach his daughter in soccer. Ian may have mentioned something to me or something like that, wanted me to have a look at his contract or something like that. He used to coach my son in soccer. But no, I never got involved directly in any negotiations on Ian or anyone else's behalf.
How can you account that for the fact that surveillance in relation to a personal matter was paid for by one of those gentlemen?
I was, as I said, and I've mentioned a number of times in this commission, I was having family difficulties. I had concerns for my children or child. I think I was actually around Ross or Paul at the time. They see my distress. They offered to assist using their own company people. Those people weren't available, and I believe Ross engaged some other people, and it was meant to be a loan. I haven't been in a financial situation to pay that back. I assure you, no benefit and no gifts were given to those people. They assisted me, I believe, as a friend. I mean, I've known Ross and Paul for quite some time, and as I said, I was quite distressed, and that's where the money came from.
Did you ever pay that money back?
No, I did not.
Why is that?
I've never had it to pay back.
Can I ask you please to turn to the back of that volume under tab 60.
Yep.
I'm not suggesting that you necessarily have seen these documents before, but you see at page 283, there's a reservation confirmation in the name of Mr. Rickson for Hotel Realm in 2012.
I do.
And then at page 285, a similar reservation, this time in the name of Mr. Dale.
Yes.
And then at page 287, a reservation at the same hotel for your name. Did you stay there in 2012?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I did. I don't know if that's the time, but yeah, absolutely.
Right. Did you get paid, was your accommodation paid for by these people?
I don't believe at that time, no.
Right. Well, the information that's available to the Commission suggests that it was.
Can you show me that? I
Page
believe...
282.
Hang on. 282. Yes?
Says, hi, please find attached your accommodation details for next week. I've sent the credit card authority form to Andrew to sign, so all costs will be covered on the company credit card. And behind that would appear to be these 3 emails.
Yes, but I still believe I paid for that room on my own credit card.
Do you?
Yes.
Despite seeing that document?
Despite seeing that document, yes. That's what my memory tells me. I may not be the best, but I know that they only ever paid for me to stay once, and that was in the Hyatt.
Commissioner, if I could have the second volume of the Action Workforce material received into evidence.
MFI 30 will be Action Workforce Volume 2.
Can I now ask you about the gym arrangement that you made with Lincoln Hudson?
Yes.
Can you indicate to the Commissioner how you understand that arrangement came about?
We had a delegate by the name of Mark Perry, who had a son who was a very, very good boxer by the name of Michael Perry. The union was sponsoring Michael. He was an Australian amateur champion in, I think, 3 or 4 divisions. He was very, very well known on the Central Coast and very popular. Mark and I had a discussion one day about how we could help members get fitter, healthier. We talked about opening a gym, or the union being involved in some sort of gym or fitness regime. Mark always tried to get me to open one or get involved in one on the Central Coast. I said no, the membership size up there didn't justify it, nor would it. He then, sometime down the track, I believe, introduced Lincoln to Mark Ptolemy. A meeting was arranged with Mr Hudson in my office. That was the first time I met Lincoln. That was some 3 years ago, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago. I then asked Mark to go away and do an analysis on whether it would be favourable or not to sponsor a gym. I considered the sponsorship to be considerable, the rent. Mark did that. He believed that it was a good thing. We went ahead with the sponsorship. I believe it's been a good thing. I still do believe it's a good thing. And that's the relationship with Lincoln Hudson.
Now, the arrangement was in part that the union would pay for the rent of the premises and also provide other sponsorship.
If possible, yes.
That's a very generous arrangement, is it not?
Well, the union had a budget of up to $100,000 a year for sponsorships. I mean, it's in the BCM note somewhere. And I don't believe we exceeded the budget with the gym.
Did Mr Ptolemy think it was a good deal too?
At the time he did. It was his
recommendation. Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. It was his recommendation.
He thought it was a good deal that there'd be no income flowing through from the arrangement?
It wasn't expected to generate income. It was expected to generate branding. So people would get to know our logo out in Western Sydney, where the majority of our membership are. It was giving young people maybe their first access or their first look at a union. It was about helping children from underprivileged homes find work, in which we did. A lot of children we helped get jobs, a lot of young fellows.
Can I just stop you there? Did Mr Ptolemy ever express the view that he would have hoped that there would have been income generated from the arrangement by way of some sort of joint venture?
Maybe in the bathroom on his own, but never to me.